What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome back to another episode of Toys in My Closet. I am your host, He-Bot, and today we're going to take a look at hopefully a special one, but also kind of an unexpected one. I have in front of me today the Mando 1/6 scale or 1/6 scale Thundercats Lion-O. And originally, for what I understood, this figure was supposed to be released next year. And I guess Mando's production or manufacturing warehouse kind of had, their foot on the floor. Being that a lot of their stuff comes from China and, they celebrate Chinese New Year in February. I'm assuming they just wanted to pump it all out and went hard at work. And he actually is here before Christmas. So this is basically like a early Christmas gift bonus for me. And hopefully for you guys, because I don't think a lot of people out there have reviewed this Mando Lion-O. And if they have, hey, forgive me for being wrong. I'm not sure. But all I know, it's a pleasant surprise. And this is a gift from the three of my boys that they got me for my birthday. So I'm pretty happy and very grateful. So let's get right into it and take a look at this box. But before we do that, please remember, give a like, give a thumbs up, subscribe if you can, if you would like to, and share this video with someone you think might enjoy it as well. And leave a nice comment. Let's talk about action figures and have some fun, because if you do this, you're helping my channel. So the artwork is absolutely immaculate, as you can see here, with Lion-O in the front, and he looks very, very Lion-O and very, very Mando, right? So he looks spectacular. You see the image of Cat Slayer in the back. And then you see the lightning on his, thunder, cat sword, the sword of omens, right? Obviously, you see that he has the skirt-like material because he is Mandorized. Even though, for what I understand, you could take off the skirt and make him look more classic Lion-O. But this is a more realistic interpretation. And if you look at the box is it's kind of like a certain material, but this is probably the best box that Mando has ever produced as far as the quality and the material, how it feels. It's very, very sturdy, very, very elegant. And as you can see down there, it has the Mando seal of approval right there, meaning that it's not only authentic, but a Mando store exclusive. So the top has the font of the Thundercats with the red in the tiger's face or the cat's face with the old font of Thundercats, and then it continues going through with that actual, what you call it, what do you call that, that line? This is supposed to be like the coloring of either the Cat Slayer itself or the Thunder Tank. That's almost what I'm getting. And you see it says there on the top, as we look at it, right? It says there on the top, 1/6 scale Mando, right? It's hard to get it in the frame because the box is very big. Thundercats. Then on the other side is pretty much the same exact thing, 1/6 scale, different languages with the Mando logo on the top, as you can see right there. And it's very heavy too. This one's heavy. Oof. The box is heavy, very heavy. Oh, and the bottom it says Lion-O. Lion-O. And then here it has a actual Lion-O, what you call it, a little file card, or a file card, if you will, explaining it, saying Lord of the Thundercats, son of Claudius and heir to the throne. Lion-O is a champion a combatant and an agile fighter who overpowered opponents in battle. Once belonging to the mighty warriors Jaga, his sword of omens summons the other thundercats and giants, and grants him sight beyond sight with the powerful eye of Thundera. But an ancient evil is awakening. Can Lionel save his new home, Third Earth, from Mumra, the ever-living, and his demonic army of mutants? And it says here, conceptual art is by Emilio Santa Lucia. So he does a lot of work going back to the He-Man's 2000X, the IDW comics. He does spectacular work, and that's not by accident. That's why we see this incredible image or imagery of, artwork. It is a flat top that opens up magnetically, and there is Lino in all of his glory inside the window bubble, looking spectacular. And this is supposed to be like the door that opens up in front of the cat slayer, and he looks spectacular. So we'll move this just a little over. You see that it came with that, cellophane paper, really nice and elegant, premium package for sure. And we see this wonderful, wonderful artwork here of the figure on the side and display of Lino. So it looks absolutely stunning, and the presentation is top tier. So what we'll do now is, we won't make you wait. We're going to get right into it. Let's open this bad boy up. Let's take him out of packaging, and let's see how good, or maybe how not so good, Lino from Mando really is. So let's cross our fingers, sit back, relax, enjoy a digital drink, and join me for the rest of the review. I'll see you guys in a blink of an eye. All right, guys, and here we have it. Here is Lino out of packaging. It took me a little while because he comes with a massive, massive amount of accessories. Mando said they were going to deliver, and they actually went far and beyond, and they delivered. They really kept their word, and I think that's why Mando is earning the level of respect that they are in the industry of figures. Because like I said, these figures, although they're mainly made out of plastic and not as much soft goods as a typical hot toy, these figures are on the level of hot toy as far as quality, aesthetics, and the premium feel. And I would even go as far as to say that in some retrospectives, they're even better than Hot Toys, Sideshow, and all of those big guys like 3-0 out there, because they're heavy duty figures and they feel quality. They look quality, they're painted with quality and love. Mando, really, you can tell that when they do something, it's because they love whatever it is they're doing. And it shows. It really, really does. So, there is Lionel. I couldn't fit everything in the frame. But as you can see, first and foremost, they did a beautiful backdrop insert in the actual packaging, where it's a map of, second Earth or third Earth. And it has some of the stuff like the Bibble Village, Cat's Lair, the Plain of Fertility, the Forest of Enhanced Unicorns, the Haunting Plains, Bridge of Lights, the Invading Berserkers, and so forth and so forth. They couldn't put more, but I'm figuring what it looks like from this, that with the other members of Thundercats, because we know they'll probably more than likely will tackle them, they'll probably add more of the map. So, here we go, guys. Here we go. I could just imagine what a Thunder tank that would fit these guys would even feel or look like. So here it is. Here's Lionel with his actual original face and head portrait. And it looks absolutely spectacular. Spectacular, spectacular. Has a realistic fur like a cat. His long mane-like hair billowing and flowing with the wind, with all that level of detail in the back and the front. When you look at it, immediately you know this is Lionel, with the cat's eyeliner, his stern face, his eyebrows, his orangey eyes, the goatee blend, and that different shade in his face. His armor with that metallic look, of course, looking really good. With the nice baby blue, the classic belt with that crest in the middle, almost looks like a jewel, see-through, in that red with the black, the nice pins in gold with that kind of aqua color with a little greenery type of detail on the inside with that ivory white around it. Then they did this is a Mando touch, a skirt, which they did something really nice. I'll show you guys later. That is Mondified, and it's like a armory shirt around it to give it that Mando touch, right? Here's the little hook where you can actually put his, his gloves. Here's belly showing there with the two tones, and you can see, maybe not in the camera so much, but you can see his six-pack. Though there are his arms with the blending of the kind of beige, yellowy. The fingernails are super long like a real cat, with his textures and his skin looking like a cat skinned. And then he has another Mando touch, which is this gauntlet. I don't know if this was part of the cartoon ever, but if it is, please feel free to let me know if I'm wrong. With the nice thundercat eye there, with the actual nice darker blues and baby ocean blue going down through his thighs and his legs. Look absolutely beautiful, if you can see there, right? And of course we have the wonderful boots with that aqua greenish, and then the metallic blue with the straps, and the ivory metallic pearlescent outline in the top, and then the bottom with the nice gold with the threads, and it says Mando right on there. So Lionel looks stupendous. He doesn't look good, he looks stupendous. So he feels heavy, but yet flexible, if that makes any sense. And he looks great. He looks fantastic on camera. He really, really does. I think the camera doesn't do it justice. This is just one of those pieces that, as a longtime collector, and as I'm getting older and where I have less and less affordability to get certain things, because you have to prioritize things, right? Even though if you have good money and cash, you can't always buy everything for, whatever reason, or because, you don't have an attachment, or because it's just not realistic. You run out of space, then you got to make new space, and then make more things new that are better and new. But this is one of those things that makes me feel really grateful that I was able to see it in my lifetime, because I grew up with it, just like I did with Masters, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and a bunch of other stuff that still has not even been touched. Like Gargoyles, all that great stuff. But there's been stuff like Jason the Real Warriors, Cops, Bionic 6, a bunch of stuff that still can be tackled. Mask, that hasn't really been tackled the way that some of these other things have. Even Ninja Turtles, even though I'm not a super big Ninja Turtle fan, but I appreciate it for what it is, for sure. So let's get on. Let's take a little break, and let's take a look at his accessories. And here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's start off with some of the more least exciting accessories. So let's start off with the hands that he came with. Number one, he came with this pair of hands, which is the fisticuffs, of course, which are really nicely done. Painted nails and all. Number two, he has the open claws, like he's ready to claw somebody and scratch somebody up. That's the second pair of hands. And then His third pair of hands is these closed hands for him to hold his weapons, predominantly his sword, on either side. And as you know, a nice touch they did was with every hand, you see the indentations that they have inside in the handprint and the paws, like the way that like cats do, like their living paws. And he also has the open, relaxed hands that are on him, which I'll show you right here in a second. And these open, relaxed hands, as you can see there, have the same indentation of a cat's paw. And he brings two of these, which I should have showed you, but I didn't realize. So please forgive me for kind of missing that really cool detail. Next, he comes with the Book of Omens, as you can see there. A nice gold. Give me 1 second, guys. Here we go, a nice gold. Very nicely done. As you can see, nicely detailed with all these nice pins, and the eye of Thundera there, with the nice silver to lock it on the lock. He comes with this wonderful, wonderful, beautiful cape with all that nice metallic gold, made of like a satin feel. Looks actually really great. Show you guys here really fast. And the outside is like a nice material. And this is when he gets crowned in one of the episodes, where I believe they make him king of Earth 2 or Third Earth, how they call it on the show. And it's more towards the ending of the actual TV series of the cartoons. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what it was. And, you know, moving right along with that same, point, here is one of the first heads, extra portraits that he brings with the crown, where they crown him. And again, you see the eye of Thundera right there. In the middle, nice colored details, metallic gold, the blues, the nice white on the top part, and wonderful, wonderful portrait as well, with the hair detail looking striking and really, really realistic, and yet cartoony, right? Looks incredible. Moving right along with that, he has a second head portrait, or a third rather, where the face is growling, but it looks more like a actual cat person. He has more features of a cat, unlike what with some highlights and details of Lino, the way we know him from the cartoon and the toy. Wonderful job again on the hair, and each hair has a different style to it. In this case, his hair is billowing to the right. This is the second and fourth portrait, which is the other cat-like face, but with a more neutral look. Also looking more like his first stern look, with the teeth showing, and showing that he's more of a cat person without the growling one that I just showed you. And the hair is relaxed to the back and billowing backwards, but looks really good. I will probably never use these, but they're very, very amazing looking. And the fifth and final portrait is the one with the normalized face, with the stern look, but with the summoning eyes, all in yellow and orange, when he's summoning the thundercats. So let's see if I can zoom in on the eyes itself, and you can see the level of detail. is spectacular. The coloring on the lips, the shading around the eyes with that powdery look, it just looks spectacular. And the details on the hair looking like it's billowing back as well. And, you know, they just went far and away with, you know, the details as far as Mando sculptors and what they do. He definitely brings the short sword of omens when it's in its hibernating asleep mode with the eye closed. Looks very, very nicely done with the metallic silvers and the classic baby ivory, aqua green and blue. So they did a wonderful job there as well. Then he brings a new weapon that I believe this is a Mando touch. That's basically a nunchuck with a fist of his claw on one side, like the claw that he wears, and a real chain with an actual blade at the end of it, where you just, you know, kind of, he can throw it like so, and can tag and, you know, claw into anything and push it towards him. So it's a very martial arts style weapon. I forgot the name of it, the actual name of it. You have it in many ninja characters from the past, including Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. And continuing, he comes with his regular sword of omens, as you can see there, which looks spectacular. Very long, very nice size, with the normal hilt and sword and blade, right? Colored lovely. Looks spectacular with the actual see-through crystallized look, and the hilt perfect to perfection with all the details. Beautiful. That's one of the best swords ever made, and that's out there. And then he comes with a Mandarized style sword with way more detail. As you can see, same aesthetic and style, but really, really wonderful. With the wonderful blade, with these hieroglyphic sculpting and etching and sculpt in them. Probably with the language of the Thunderians, or that is the basic idea behind it, or general idea. But it looks spectacular, and you can see the differences when you got them side by side. You can see them. There are differences, you can tell immediately. But they're both the same size as far as length, as you can see. It looks great. Beautiful, beautiful swords. Beautiful swords. Then it brings another one with the Mandalay style, but with the lightning, when he has the sword aloft, summoning the thundercats. This wonderful translucent blue, and, you know, so like I was saying, this wonderful translucent blue with crystal see-through white piece that is actually very reminiscent to the one that came with Adam, but this one is with Lino itself, and it's a huge, really big piece. I have to put it all the way back so you can kind of see the whole thing, and it looks really, really, really well done. So he comes with the two cat's glove. I forgot what they were called, or the cat's, you know, you guys know the glove with the actual symbols. This is the one that is more like a gold piece that I believe came with the toy. Very reminiscent to the toy itself. And really nicely painted with the, as you can see there, the actual claws have that nice metallic silver, and then this nice leather strap here to hang it, and this orangey, darker orange in the inside, and all the nice details with the red what looks to be almost like a Thanos, gauntlet with the peg inside, and you can actually put the sword in it. A sword of moment when it's asleep in the sleep mode. You slide it right in here, and it fits wonderfully, as you can see, and looks great. So he brings that glove that came with the toy, and then this is the way it looked more like in the cartoon, where it had more of the fur and realistic animal look to it, as you can see, with the rubies that are kind of in the top of the knuckles, and it has the golden red, really nice white highlights of white and orange, and even the nice details in the paw inside, almost looking like it was cut off from an actual animal. And you see the peg inside, and you can also do the same thing here and slide in the actual Sword of Omens in sleep mode, and it looks like this. Fantastic. Looks great. Looks really good. So let's pull this out. But here, then he comes obviously with like all Mando figures, he comes with a basic stand. And this is the only place where they're kind of weak. It's wonderful that they give you the stand, but you know, it's hollow in the bottom, not really much to it. But it doesn't have no design. This should have said at least Thundercats with the Cats Lair symbol, and I think it would have made it feel super premium just because it's black on black with the little red highlights. But you know, they've done it with every single line. You can probably get stickers online and do it yourself. So last but certainly not least, the most important and most fun, right, in my opinion, piece is actually another figure that basically is Lino, is not Lino without his sidekick Snarf. And look at the level of detail that they did with Snarf. That is absolutely spectacular. The interior of the ears, the Snarfy hair, Snarf's eyes. Oh my dude, look at that. Look at that. They almost look lifelike. The little red on the nose, his teeth, all the details on the beard. They went all out with Snarf. Snarf is incredible. His tummy, all the details, and you can even see the details in the tummy of his, like the skin right there as well. His hands, nails, all the stripes in yellow around his body with all the fur going around all the way to the back of his tail, all around underneath in the underbelly, following up to his belly, his feet, the nails on his feet, and even the detail of his feet, footprint in the bottom. And the nice thing is that Snarf is somewhat articulated, so his head moves up and down, left and right, even swivel side to side. His hands go up and down. His hands themselves don't move, but his arms go up and down, and his feet kick up and down, so you can put him in his classic sitting down position that he does, that he holds his toes like so. And then the tail doesn't move, but it's okay because at least he has, you know, 5 points of articulation, which I didn't expect. I thought he was just going to be a static piece, and this is basically another figure in and of itself that comes with Lino, the way it should be, the way that Super 7 should have done it, instead of putting all the other stuff and added that stuff later with another variant. This Snarf figure should have came with the actual Lino, in my opinion. He looks fantastic. So there are all the accessories that he comes with. They really spared no expense. They showed that they really wanted to give you your value of your money, And I think they did 100%. 100% they did. So salute to Mando for doing that. So guys, now let's take a look at Lionel's articulation. So here we go. Here's Lionel's articulation, guys. His head goes left, his head goes right, goes down that much, which is a whole lot, and goes back that much, which is a nice amount. And it does tilt from side to side. The bicep is very rough and goes up. I mean, his shoulders, sorry, I said bicep, goes up this much to form a T-pose that high. His actual, what you call that? Bring it down carefully so we don't break. His actual bicep moves. He has a single, more clean joint on the actual elbow. As you can see, the elbow moves in and out, and it's pinless, which is also a very nice touch. So his wrists are holy cow, sorry guys, his wrist is a peg, and a peg system. That's a ball peg, so you can move it around however you choose. So in this case, let's move it in, so you can move in and out, swivel, plugs right in, really easy. And the joints feel kind of gummy but tight at the same time. It's hard for me to explain, but they feel like they're gonna work, and they won't droop like other masters have. You got the swivel on the wrist, then you have the actual torso cut on the top. That's separate a little bit, so you have a little bit of movement there. You have a whole lot on the waist, as you can see. This moves. Then you have actual thigh cut or thigh swivel that work. I think that's Mando trying to make it better. Really soft double on the knee that feel kind of loose, but they're, you know, they work. They're not that bad. Then he has the swivel here on the top part. And then, of course, the foot goes back that much, goes forward that much, and it has a forward pin rocker. Now, can you move the foot up a little bit? About that much. And you can move the foot back a little bit, about that much. And then in the waist area, you can probably bend them forward about that much, which is not bad, especially for Mando. And then, and you can hyper extend them back that much. So, as far as articulation, this is probably one of the best articulated Mandos, because in some weird and odd way, he feels more like a premium action figure that you can actually pose at any demand that you want. And if I was to be able to describe it to you, for those of you that know and been collecting figures for a while, he basically feels like the way those Marvel Legends felt like, that was made by Hasbro. You know, that I think Bobby Vala, shout outs to him from Valaverse, I think he was involved with, like the Captain America, the one that felt like, it was Captain America. They had the Hulk, and they had like Iron Man. Not the ones with like Blade or like Punisher. They felt more rotocast, kind of plasticky and kind of sideshow. It felt more like a harder plastic, but more quality. Especially that Captain America, which I still have. I probably would never get rid of that Captain America ever. I love it. And so that's what he feels like. That's the best way I could describe it. So now let's put on his accessories and see what he looks like. So here we have Lionel first with his obviously actual, you know, classic sword and the, you know, glove on his side. And this is his classic look. But one little nice thing that Mando did, that it's an added touch that was pretty cool and pretty surprising, but it's nice. I like that they did this, and they said they would, but I didn't know if they were going to keep their promise, but they kind of did. So I'm going to show you guys right here, and that is that this part here, you can actually detach, pop it off really easy. It pops out real easy, like so, and you can remove it, slide it down carefully, down his thighs, like so, you know, with no stress. You know, it's rubbery and it has a lot of give, so it feels like it could break, but I don't think it'll break. And then you can slide down his actual, you know, belt, and you can display him 100% in his classic Thundercat original lino form, right there, like so. So here you go. He looks 100% classic now, and you can do it. You can actually do it. They, you know, they gave you the option. They kept their word and they did it. So I believe a lot of you will be very happy, and I think I'm probably gonna more than likely display them like so as well, as you can see. Trying to open this piece up in the middle. I think it would work more if, you know, they were around the waist. You had the one that Shira brought, but I don't know. Who knows? Let's fix them up here a little bit. I haven't had no quality control issues other than this sword kind of came off the glue. So I have to put a little glue to put it back on, but that's about it. I think because they didn't put enough glue. But as you can see, he looks great. That's with that stuff. Then we can change it up, obviously, if you want, by switching out. I believe you can pull these off so that you can put the sword easier. And then you put it in, but it has to be like a plastic, so it could kind of snap. Let's see if this one, no, that one doesn't do it either. And then here, his hands are gummy, you can slide it in. His hands are pretty gummy. And then give him the new sword, if you like, when he has the skirt. Even though I do like that new sword a lot. I do like, you have a lot of display options. I do like that new sword a lot. And then if you want to change this, here, move it out. And you can give where's the other one? Where did he go? Oh, there it is. Sorry, guys. Give him the actual one from the cartoon where it looks more like, you know, like part of his arm and skin. And I knew that it wouldn't look too great to me, in my opinion, because it's the same color as his skin. So it almost looks like a, you know, an extension of his hand, as opposed to him having a glove on, if that makes any sense. You see? It looks exactly, you know, the same. Another cool thing they did is, what we can do is, if you want to display them like this, also you can just remove this, like so. Remove this sword, and put in the nunchucks, like so, right? This is removable. We can bring it in, put in the nunchucks, or the one chuck, Man, I really wish I knew what this was. Probably like wrap it around, put it up like this. Wrap it around his shoulder, like so. I'll bring this up to hold it a little bit better, like that. And then you can probably put it around his neck, maybe. Like so. Right? And then with the, with these arms, you can just put in the other one, for example, to match the aesthetics, for example, of the nunchuck. Put that on, like so, right? You're having them plastic style. Put that over there, like that, right? Bring this up a little, just like so. I can look this way, like this, and then what you can do here is bring in the smaller sort of omens, right? Which would make sense. And slide it in here and move. And you can display them like that if you like. You see? You do that as well. And that's another nice display option, which looks cool, It looks good. Then let's see if we can get here one of the most popular of all, which would be, we bring this out. And let's do it with the newer sword. Bring this forward. Actually, this is the old sword. Let's do it this way. Bring this in. I gotta put glue on this, like I said. Bring his hand up. Up and in, right? Up and in. Move his hand this way. Move it like that. Right? And we can change his head and put in the summoning head. Put the summoning head on. Like so, right? And then let me straighten him out real quick. You guys probably can see where I'm going with this. Sorry guys. Sorry about that. That's why a lot of times it's better just to like pause and then edit and put it and come back when everything's in place, because it'd be looking goofy sometimes like this. But anyway, here we go. So I have this here, put his head back or forward and lift this, remove this, of course, move this forward, move it inwards, and do it like this. And then we can do the classic in between his eyes, sword aloft. Oh my god, because of the fact that that glue came out, it's making it much more difficult. But it really isn't difficult, guys. I promise you. It's not. It's just I have to glue that sword, and I just don't feel like doing it right now. It's not a big deal. Probably didn't put enough glue in the warehouse when they did it. Let's put it back on here. Like that, and then you guys get the idea. Put them here in the stand, like so. He's doing his sword aloft pose. Alright, hold on, sorry. And you kind of go like that, put it in the front. And you can move it in forward more, obviously, and get it to your liking. Because you got to kind of play with it. Like that, and then bring this hand inward. Oh, you guys get what I mean. I can't do it. I'm getting upset right now. There you go. So we put that there. And there you go. And there it is, guys. You see the sword of love pose with his you know, with his eyes with the original sword. We can do that, and it should look fine when you guys do it. And you know, you can display it like that if you choose to, with no problems and no issues. So now let me show you one of the last ones you can do, which is actually pretty cool. Let's bring Snarf over here, and I'll be right back. And so here we have him displayed in another option, and this is him with the king crowned look, the cape, the sword, the Book of Omens, Snarf by his side, and he looks really nice. Like, to display him in all the ways that you would like, you would probably need like 3 or maybe 2 more bucks, because there's a lot of options that you can do. And he looks great like this as well. And I guess what I'll do is I'll also show you what he would look like with the other 2 head portraits that are left. And here is Lionel with that other head. You can see the tiger face. And as you can also tell, he has the other sword with the electricity, and if you turn him around, you can see him with the actual glove hanging from the hilt that goes here on the side. It was supposed to go more on the side, but I guess they did it more in the back so that it wouldn't interfere here, I guess. So it was like a creative choice, but it's still cool nonetheless. And then let's see him with the last head, where he's actually roaring. And this is what he looks like with the last roaring head. As you can see, I'll zoom it out. Put him all the way in the back, right on the stand. Make it really simple. Like I said, the display options for him is so many, it's hard to even figure out or to think which is the best way to leave him. And there you go, there you have him. There is him with the last actual, with the last actual head. So now let's do some quick comparisons. Not going to go too crazy, and then we'll end the review with my final thoughts. So real quick, the first comparison here is Lionel with Lionel of Super 7 from the Target smaller deluxe line. That he looks like the animation, and you can see the similarities and yet the disparities and changes. Here I have him next to the first issue Hot Toys Michael Keaton 1985 Batman, which is in the same scale and supposed to be the same type of quality. And you see that they look really nice and cool next to each other, even though, Lionel does have the advantage of the stand, and he does look a little girthier. And here I have him next to the only other Mando figure that I have out on my reach with ease of access, which is the first release of Scareglow, which I am getting the new version. So I am trying to sell this one. If anybody's interested, just hit me up and let me know, and we can work out a deal, right? But you see, it looks really great next to each other, and I just put Snarf in the middle for that extra detail reference. But it looks great. They scale really well. So now let's go to the end of the review and my final thoughts. So there you have it, guys. There is the Mando 1/6 scale Thundercats Lion-O. And this is an amazing entry to what will probably be a fantastic line from Mando if they make at least all of the Thundercats and at least Mumra and Sly, Monkeyman, Jackalman, and Vultureman. The list goes on and on. They can do so many. They look amazing. The only con is the price. It's not for everybody. These figures are premium price, so he was $280 price point, or $75 because he was the Mando exclusive. I forgot what were the exclusive pieces that he came with, because you got the exclusive, but he is the exclusive version. They'll probably release a standard version later on, or they did release one that you could buy at the moment that they did the pre-orders. I don't remember, but he is the exclusive version. He's fantastic. If you can get him in an aftermarket for a good price, I don't think you'll be disappointed, especially if you're a Thundercats fan. I'm just grateful that I have Lion-O. I don't know if I'll be able to get the other ones ever down the road, but if I do, and I'm blessed and I'm lucky enough, then only God will know, right? But if I'm not, I think I'm happy with having him in my display. I think it's more than sufficient because he's an amazing piece and part of pop culture and 80s icon, right? One little detail I wanted to show you guys that I forgot to show you is that the actual glove in every finger is actually articulated with a ball peg, and I didn't know that. You can spread them, at least the three main ones in the middle, and that is really a nice touch. And yet you can do it with both. It's just I don't want to take off the other one, but you can do it with both. So again, they move. Sorry that I didn't show you guys that because I didn't know until I actually realized it this late in the review. But that is a really nice touch, that Mando shows you that Mando goes far and beyond to try to make it, worth every penny you have and every dime with every release that they bring. So, cons is the stands still very weak, kind of pointless because they don't really serve a lot of purpose, and they don't work right with some of the figures. Unless they could add a better stand and stay at the same price point, I don't really see the point of it or the need. You could probably get a better stand in the aftermarket and get a cheaper price and take off the price that they paid for the stand anyway. And some of the pieces came a little bit, easy on glue from the manufacturer, and you have to glue them. There's no big deal, it's like really small things, but some people might get frustrated because again, it's a premium product and it shouldn't happen, but it does, but it shouldn't. That's the point. So there you go, guys. There is my review. There's my thoughts on the piece. Again, thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it the way I tried to enjoy doing it for you guys. It was a lot of work because you have to deal with a lot of things, and a lot of the nuances of having bigger figures are harder to review, even though they're bigger and they seem to, and you would think they should be easier, but they're not, because they're much more, clumsy and complex to deal with during a review, because you need more space and it's hard to move around and keep, the flow going when the figures are so big and obviously bulky, right? So guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you enjoyed it, if you liked it, if you want to get it yourself, or if you did get it, if you're getting it soon. And let me know what you think of the figure yourself. What was your personal experience with any of you guys? Like with a thumbs up, dislike with a thumbs down. Share the video with someone you think might like it. As always, thank you for stopping by, to all my continued support and fellow followers that always support me, because without you, my channel would not be sustained. And for those of you that are new to the channel and come to enjoy the content and enjoyed it and liked it, that it was good enough that were able, that felt that it was worth subscribing. Thank you, because I know you didn't have to, but since you did, remember, I consider you now part of my family. I really am humbled, and I'm grateful that you did. And because you did, it means the world to me, because now I consider you part of my family. As always, you can find me in any social media outlets, from Twitter to Instagram. It's all down in the description below. And if you ever want to DM me to highlight anything, or you want to talk, or maybe donate anything to the channel you want me to do like this, and showcase and review, I'll be more than grateful, more than humbled to do so. Just hit me up on DMs and we'll work out the particulars. And last but not least, if you guys want to help my channel directly, because these things are hard to do and expensive, and I can't always get everything that I would like to keep good content because of the expenses, and I don't really get any money from YouTube. There is a way you can do so if you have the means to, of course, and if you want to, from the kindness of your heart. And that is with my PayPal and Patreon information, also down in the description below. So, guys, I love you. I'll see you soon. This is Hebot signing off for another episode of Toys in My Closet, the Mando 112 Collective. Thundercats Lino, the first in probably many to come. It knocked it out the park. Easily a 9.5 out of 10. Or maybe a 9 out of 10 with the little nuances that, I pointed out. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Keep collecting. Have fun doing it. But remember, be considerate, because we're still in trying times. Love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.